So today we are going to work on a letter monster from the book The Color Monster that we just read. So I have a bunch of letters cut out. These are like thicker pieces that you can trace, and there's different letters for different emotions. So you can pick up whatever letter you like. So I chose H for happy. In this sample, they also chose H for happy. So you can kind of see what this person did with adding horns and eyes and teeth and all those little fun extras on here. So first thing we always do is we write our name, Mrs. K, and our class code, and I'll have it on the board as a reminder. Then we're going to turn the paper over so the plain side is facing up. So what I want you to notice is my paper is tall, okay? Not sideways, but tall. Then you're going to get your letter, and you're going to lay it on the paper. I know my paper is white and the letter is white, but you may not be able to see it as well on the screen. But I can definitely see the letter on my paper. So notice how my left hand is holding it and my right hand is moving the pencil. And I kind of hold it around wherever the pencil's moving so it doesn't flip up. Okay, so I'm going around. I'm doing the best that I can do. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to set that aside so somebody else can use it. Now the fun part is making your letter. So mine is H for happy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a smile. So I can have my smile, little lines there. I can have a little tongue sticking out like that. If I do something like that, I generally like to erase as I go. Because mine looks a little goofy. Then I'm going to add other features. So my monster has to have eyes. So I'm going to draw two pretty large circles there. And then one in the center and here. I can have eyelashes and eyebrows. I can have nose or no nose. I can have a little nose right there. Then I can add silly things like, hair, spikes, horns, anything you want. So maybe mine, it's going to be kind of wavy. So I'm going to kind of do a little wave around there. So do the same thing on this side. Okay, and then maybe the sides. I'm gonna make some spikes. So lots of little triangles. And it's okay to kind of go off the page. Okay, but I want this to be pretty large. And I've got a little room for that one. I can have stripes on the body. I can kind of have like zebra stripes. Whatever you want to make yours look interesting and how you think would be, what you think would look cool. So I like mine. I already have my name on it, my code. Now I'm going to use crayons and markers. Now I like to use markers to outline and crayons to color in. So let's see. You know what, my body, I'm going to have it kind of orangish. So I'm going to outline with the color orange. Stopping at the tongue, because the tongue, I'm going to use a different color. If you want to use black and outline everything with black, you totally can do that. I just am, generally, I use whatever color I'm going to color it in with the color that I use. Then I can take like a black, and I can take the black and maybe do this on the mouth. Maybe you want to use red on the mouth. I'm going to use black on these parts. Okay, and I'm not coloring in with the marker. So notice I'm just outlining. And outlining is when you trace over. I'm going to do the center here and here. Now, since this is a teeny part, it's like the size of a fingernail, that I don't mind coloring. That would be the only exceptions, okay? So I've colored that in. Maybe I'll make the nose. And then the tongue, maybe it's going to be a red or pinkish color. I'm going to do that. And I would do it also to this part and the spikes, but for time purposes, I'm just going to stop here. Then I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to color it in. And I like to do, I call it the ladder technique. So that's when I go kind of a row there, then I go to the next one and slow down when I get like around the eye. Then I can go to this next row, the next row. and I'm just taking my time coloring it in. See how much nicer that looks? If I go like this and scribble along, I have lots of white spaces. So I like to do the ladder technique because one, it's super easy to do, and two, it kind of keeps me from forgetting an area. So rather than forgetting an area and not having it colored, this kind of reminds me, oh yeah, I don't want to forget to color that area. I don't want to leave any white spaces other than like the white of the eyes. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to color the whole thing in. And then when I'm finished coloring it in, then I'm going to turn it in. Okay, so I can get another color here for the tongue. And trying to get all those spaces colored in, okay? And I'll work on this so you can see how much farther it goes. So I'm gonna still outline all these with the marker, color those in, and then I could even color out here. Maybe I wanna have mine in a meadow or like a bunch of trees or polka dots in the background. I can totally do that if I have time.